Let me tell you a little bit about this game. Cards of Eternity, Wheel of Time. It is a digital card game. You can play it on Steam. Thank you to Cards of Eternity for sponsoring it. Cards of Eternity is a competitive digital digital collectible card game. It is a more complex card game than Marvel Snap and Hearthstone and lies closer in complexity to Magic the Gathering and Yu-Gi-Oh! The game rewards skill, players, and deck building. Cards of Eternity has an exclusive license of the Wheel of Time IP by Robert Jordan, and that theme is reflected in the characters, cards, and assets. And again, you can use my link to download on Steam. Cards of Eternity, the Wheel of Time, is a strategic card game where players harness iconic characters, creatures, and the mystical forces of the One Power from the legendary fantasy world. Build decks, master unique abilities, and outplay opponents in dynamic, lore-rich battles. One thing I do want to let you know is that Cards of Eternity uses blockchain technology to allow players to trade cards within the game. It does not use cryptocurrency or play to earn elements. I repeat, it does not use cryptocurrency or play to earn elements. But worth noting that Aether Games, who make this, have made Web3 games in the past. Steam does not allow crypto games on the platform. Tutorial. Honestly, yes. Good idea. Let's start with the tutorial. It's been a while. And there might be some differences in the game from when I last played it. I decided to log into my old account. I like the intro screen here. Perrin Aybara. Welcome to the Cards of Eternity, the Wheel of Time specimen. Hello, that's me. In this tutorial, you will learn how to play the game, the basics of its mechanics. The game is easy to learn, but challenging to master, so let's get started with the basics. At the beginning of each game, a coin is flipped to determine which player goes first. The player who wins the coin flip will have the advantage of playing the first card and taking the initiative in the game. However, the player who goes first will not draw a card on their first turn. That sounds rather familiar. So I'm going first, but I'm not going to draw on my first turn. But that would seem it's an advantage to go first overall, with the card not being drawn, a way of balancing that. The goal of Cards of Eternity, the Wheel of Time, is to reduce your opponent's adventurer's health to 0. Each player starts with 30 health. Okay, so you got to get them down to 0. This is called the mulligan. At the start of the game, each player has the opportunity to redraw their starting hand of cards. To mulligan, simply click on it and then hit replace button. That appears beneath it. You can mulligan as many cards as you want. If your starting hand doesn't have the cards you want, consider mulliganing some of them to try and draw something better. So you got Gohelm here. I like the art. Each being has an attack value and a health value, shown in the bottom left and right corners. Additionally, it has an Aether cost, shown in the top left corner. So like a mana cost here. Aether is a resource that you use to play your cards, and you start each turn with a new pool of Aether to spend. Each player starts with 1 Aether, and the amount increases each round of play until both are capped at 10. After 5th turn, Aether increases only after every 2nd turn. Each adventurer has a passive ability. There are aggressive, defensive, or utility adventurers. You may choose any for your deck without limitations. Companions are cosmetic pets in the Cards of Eternity Wheel of Time game. That appear in the game boards. To interact with your companion, simply double click on it. As you may have noticed, your companion Zamora has granted you the ability to draw 2 additional cards and +4 maximum health. These abilities can only be used once per match as an ultimate power and overall all other effects. Another unique feature of Cards of Eternity, the Wheel of Time, is the ability to refill your Aether by sacrificing cards. You can perform this action 2 or 3 times per match, depending on whether you were the first or second player. Okay, interesting. So another way of balancing the die roll coin flip. Let's sacrifice your Weaving of Fire card to refill your Aether pod. It's worth 4 Aether, but does it refill it by 4? Looks like it just refills it up to max, which at this stage is 2. There we go. Does not grant additional Aether crystals, but simply refills them regardless of the Aether cost. All right. So the deck I have is one I built when I played this game in the past. All right, we're in ranked. It's ranked time. Wish me luck, everybody. This is the starting leader. Mine is not. Now, if they do something I just remember it felt like they were very good before. So we're learning all my cards on the go. But this is a deck I built long ago, I believe. But perhaps the cards had different names because it wasn't the Wheel of Time. So we can either take all. I shuffle cards back into the deck and redraw. Okay, cool. I'm really happy to see that the mulligan is... Gambit of the Forsaken is risky. Let's replace the expensive and keep the Gambit. That's a high curve. Oh my goodness. Now, my leader increased the Aether cost of... Oh, I remember this. Yes, I remember this leader. Increase the Aether cost of one enemy card by 1. Alright, I get to draw one of these. Deal 3 damage to all opponent beings. Then deal 1 damage to both adventurers. Target opponent... I think that sounds better. It's like a nice board clear. Right, increase the Aether cost, that's the mana cost, of each opponent's card by 1. After turn, this is mine, reaches 5 Aether increased by 2 per turn. Wow. And my being, kill all light and neutral beings, ignore all protection, your adventurer uses 1 health per being. So basically, from memory, my game plan is slow stall. And we're going to use the Gambit of the Forsaken. Discard your hand for each card discarded. Create a random uncommon or higher card to your hand, even if it's not in your deck. YOLO! Maybe we find something that we can play? No. I was off a try, wasn't it? So now it passes on over to my opponent, Marcella, who I think have the starting abilities on both the adventurer and on their companion, which is their companion is draw 2 cards and increase max health by 4. And this is regeneration 1. At the start of your turn, when you draw, choose one of the 2 cards and reshuffle them to the bottom. But I also have Scurry, it seems. If your opponent being has reincarnation, steal it. Well, we'll pick you because we can play you for 2. Happy days. So at the start of every turn, I'm increasing one of the cards in my opponent's hand by 1 Aether cost, which is a very strong engine. And it does seem as though I have the ability to Scurry as well, where I draw like 2. Like I get to look at the top 2. Deal 3 damage to chosen being. If it dies, create dragon eggs in your hand, or deal 2 damage to an opponent being. We'll take that. But we do have a 3 cost here as well. While this being is on board, all curse cards cost 0. Well. Obviously, I'm at the bottom rank of MMR. Hey, Bobby, we're doing a sponsor stream of the new Wheel of Cards of Eternity, Wheel of Time CCG. This is our first game in the ranked mode. We've just done the tutorial. But, I did play this game a long old while ago before I had the Wheel of Time IP. And my deck I built back then is carried over to this new version of it. So we're seeing how it's holding up. Alright. I don't want the Gambit. I quite like my hand. So we'll take Hareen. Kill all light and neutral beings. Ignore all protection. Your adventure loses 1 health per being killed. We can activate that at some point. We have 4. Give a selected being reincarnation. Or is it just deal 3 damage to a chosen being if it dies? Let me just take the trades. Play nothing, maybe? Okay, I misplayed. Because I could have given something reincarnation here, right? And then done the challenge. The minute timer is going much quicker than I anticipated it would. It's because I'm doing all the reading of all the cards. Echo Rampage. Alright, we'll take the expensive thing and then I'll think about what I have to do. At the start of your turn, this being's attack increases by 1? Is this light or neutral? Where does it say light or neutral? Uh-oh. It's a shadow being. Uh-oh. I think this is the play, right? We definitely don't want to give it reincarnation. So we'll turn that into a 1/1, and then it gets a -2 random as well, it seems. Oh no, that's at the end of my turn, it's going to get -2. So here I could like, oh. Quick! I took too long. No! Because you can burn your card for extra mana. And I could have then used Dragon Eggs, deal 3 damage to chosen being. If it dies, create Dragon Eggs in your hand. But I kind of took too long to realize I could do that. So it didn't go through. Heal your adventurer by 2. Summon 2 or draw 3 cards. I mean, drawing 3 cards sounds too good to say no to. Cannot be damaged by beings of attack 4 or less. Negate the effect of your opponent's next debuff. We have 5. We could just spend 5 to draw 3, I think. I want to get rid of that because it gains value each turn. Let's just go Chaos Mirror, draw 3 cards. Or do we go for the summon? Let's play the long game. Draw 3. Drawing 3 is a lot. So this is a neutral being, which means that it's something our special companion here can remove from the board. So we basically want our opponent to gain a wide board of beings, and then BAM! We'll use the companion's ability. So this is also a shadow being, which isn't one of the things that we can deal with. Feel no pain. After opponent uses a relic. Let's just go for that. It's expensive. It's got to be good, right? Oh, deal 3 damage to all opponent beings. Yeah, let's do that. Bam! Bam! Looks like this was protected. Immune to all effects and spell damage! Specie fails reading the cards yet again. I have to say the card draw seems to have increased in this game from when I last played it. I remember when I played it a long while ago, a couple years back, there was... And again, it was a slightly different version of the game for sure. It wasn't the Wheel of Time IP, but obviously my deck's carried forward. There definitely seems to be an abundance of more card draw compared with previous. Force all beings to attack random beings. The next spell I play is negated. I have 6, so we're going to play either the 6 or the 5s. Well, that's a spell, it gets negated. Feel no pain, cannot take more than 2 damage. Deal 2 damage. Yeah, let's do that. It's when summoned. Deal 2 damage. Bam! That's a high roll. So we could, like, get rid of something here as well. I'm a bit low on time. Let's not do it. But we can burn another card. See, we've got, like, these 2 burn crystals left because we did it once. We can do it twice more. I think that's where these crystals come in. This allows us to burn a card from our hand to refill our mana pool fully. We've selected being reincarnation. Yeah, that sounds good. I'm struggling with the turn timer a bit, even though it's so long. Execute all beings with 4 or less. Should we go for it? It's not going to remove that because it's immune. Equilibrium. Let's try it. Execute all beings of 4 or less. Bam! Okay, this also was protected. It's a lot to read, isn't it? I'm learning my cards in the game, but we're getting there. I definitely think the timer is like sufficient. It's just that I'm learning on the job a bit and therefore having to rush through everything. But all the time, our leader's continuing to make things very difficult for our opponent. After opponent uses a relic, summon 2 drawn. More death. Rampage reveal. So Rampage, at the end of your turn, this being's attack increased by 1. Reveal can target beings protected by Twilight Cloak. When this card is killed, create a 4 copy without Reclaim. Alright, let's just go for that. Bam! Gonna burn this. And get this guy in as well. Start accelerating ahead. Looks like we're gonna win from here. Yeah, so Wheel of Time is a book by Robert Jordan. But also there's a TV series of Wheel of Time, right? Now I'm going to play this again. Execute all beings of 4 or less health. Bam! Oh, health! Specie fails the skill reading test yet again. Recommend the TV series? Nice one. Hey Daniel, good to see you, mate. I know Daniel's actually been playing this themselves and has been enjoying it. Spoke to them about it earlier on. I am actually looking for something new to watch, so perhaps I should give it a go. Return a random opponent to their hand. Okay. Execute a random damaged opponent being. Okay, we can set that up. This looks damaged already, so it should just be guaranteed, right? Bam! There we go. That's what we're looking for last turn. Let's go straight to face, I think. And since we can burn one more thing, we may as well. Wah! GG. Alright, we gained some MMR. Get in. We gained some MMR. We gained some MMR. True. Pop, pop. Skitty pop. Let's go. Bam. Bam. Wah! +9. Get in. Uh-oh. Yennefer is my wife. Uh-oh. As a fellow Yennefer enjoyer from The Witcher, I am intimidated. We're playing against someone with good taste. Full mulligan. What could possibly go wrong? We do have quite a few cheap cards in the deck that we were seeing previously. 4-4 go. Let's go midnight. That's awesome. All right. So 1-2 Apply plague to opponent beings when they are played. Plague, targets suffer 2 damage each time they attack. Their ability, once per turn, draw 1 card. Oh my goodness. When you take damage. If no Aether was drawn... If no Aether was spent this... Okay, that seems good. Their leader's good. And their companion is burn 1 selected being. Opponent discards 2 random cards. Seems pretty good, mate. Cannot be targeted this by companions and those with reveal effects. So it can't be targeted. I think we've got a proper opponent now. Burn 1. What does burn do? Burn 1 allied selected being. I think burn might be like put it in here, right? Opponent discards 2 random cards. So if I ever go down to 0 cards... But look at the card disparity in hand right now. It's insane. And it is a shadow, which also means it's not hit by my leader. Just wanted to take the time to read and understand everything that's happening here. So their leader is... If you don't spend Aether, draw a card. And once... Okay, so they just drew a card because they... Oh, that's really good. They just play nothing and draw. If a moment being has reincarnation, steal it. Does it have reincarnation? No, which begs the question, do I even want to play this? Well, let's just go for the fun line, which is Gambit of the Forsaken, discard your hand. For each card discarded, create a random common or higher card to your hand. What could possibly go wrong? Hooray, I have something to play. Oh no, I don't. Swap your adventurer's health with selected being. Adventurer must have 7 health or less. That doesn't sound very good. Do I have to? Return all cards to their owner's hand. Increase their cost by 1. That's good. Give a random friendly +2. Sunrise, Seal, Fortitude. Heal your adventure by 2. Alright. Let's see. We're getting Shrek'd, but it's fine. It's our whole game plan. Slow start, but we pop off. Can't play either of these. We'll take the draw for the long-term investment. We will play this. Swap your adventurous health with a selected being. Adventurer has 7 health or less to swap, so it's not gonna... This is not gonna happen. It's not gonna go through. Phew. It's a bit anxious that it would still. So we can do. Our deck starts off slow. We didn't draw our early curve. We do have a bit in there from memory. We have these guys, the Wrath of the Blight. I play those. Alright. That's fine for us. It's also a shadow, so our leader doesn't remove it. Icebolt, deal 2 damage to any selected being and apply shock. Deal 3 damage to chosen being. We'll take that. Yeah, we'll take that. But we could play the 4 cost here. Which is negate the effect of your opponent's next debut, which I guess is like the next card they play. Cannot trigger more than once per turn for the same owner. Can't be damaged by beings with attack 4 or less. Hero adventure by 2 each turn. Don't really want to deal 3 damage to something which can be taken out that easily, right? Give a select to be in reincarnation. Where did that come from? So this is like the cheap thing. We'll just take the expensive go at this point though. So this is a neutral being. This is a shadow. This is a shadow. So this gets taken out by our leader if we do want to go. Kill all light and neutral beings. 5 cost. All neutral being gets +1. Return all cards to their owner's hand and increase cost 1. I want to save that for a bit. Should we just draw? Let's be mega greedy. Not going to do anything. I'm just going to heal. Because I'm going to return everything. Maybe I should have challenged still. But I'm just going to return everything with Avalanche. That's my big brain play. Alright. I have a plan. So, we're going to Avalanche, return all cards to their owners, increase their cost 1. Bam! Big value. See you later. Okay, now we burn this. Recover 3A for return a random, no. Ah! We're going to play the stag for stats. Oh. Cannot be damaged by beings of 4 or less attack. Immune to all effects and spell damage. That's why this also dodged it, because it cannot be targeted except by companions and those of reveal effects. I feel like it should have. Twilight Cloak. What does Twilight Cloak do? I think that's the key there. Twilight Cloak is what kept it safe. Now they can replay everything, which is a bit spooky. But I'm hoping we stall that enough. Shadow, shadow, neutral. Force all beings to attack random beings. Seems like it could be okay. Doesn't seem that good actually, does it? Let's just get this guy down. At the end of the turn, he is going to give a random being, a random friendly, yeah. Twilight Cloak's almost like evasive. Okay, interesting. But they can't attack each other? Okay, wow. Really hard to stop then. So we are losing the board, but we have like, the longer the game goes on, the more favored we're feeling. We're looking alright, aren't we? We're up to 6 now. That's really strong. So is that, mind you. Gonna take the Cyclone. We're at 6. I mean, it doesn't seem like a great use of... I think I'll just give my own thing reincarnation here. Just basically relax for a turn. Okay, it's not happening yet. Seemed like a bit of a use of Avalanche there. Summon Haunts of the Blight. Okay, so it's got summoned by it. There's a lot of keywords. Being attacked is halved for each misfortune applied. Being's attack. Okay. It would definitely take the Ice Bolt, not the other thing. So this only has 4 health. How can I remove that? Think we didn't take the card that's target opponent's being becomes a 1/1. That'll do it. This could be a good moment to use a Mana Crystal to burn. Could burn this and play a 6. Doesn't do anything. Hard to tell actually how much the full mana is at this moment in time. I'll pass. It is hard to know if, like, what the format actually is. Have to remember that moving forward. Our leader's just putting in a load of work all the time in the background. Easy to forget, but it's popping off. No idea what that was. Bam! Big guy. I like big guys. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have done that. Damn. I'm gonna sacrifice my own thing to try and look smart. It's a big brain play, guys. Look, because now I've got Dragon Eggs. Oh. It's the same thing. Well, now we know what Dragon Eggs does. Deal 3 damage. So basically my deck's mega control. That's the idea of it. Like, so slow start, but good early late game. Sorry, slow start, but good late game. I think we win from here, right? Now, Midnight Lounge, thanks for supporting the stream. I appreciate you, mate. Alright, looks like we have to challenge this one. Hope you have a lovely day, mate, and I appreciate you very much. Oh, I forgot that it's... I was thinking he was going to fill me up, but it's like the mana cost doesn't necessarily fill you quite up. Yeah, I was literally just thinking I need to remove that Midnight. Oopsie daisy. I haven't streamed much since then, that's the thing. With, GG!